Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. He's old, man. Rodney Harrison wouldn't even entertain Aaron Rodgers if he were Steelers. Future Hall of Fame QB Aaron Rodgers is not at the height of his popularity, perhaps especially with Steelers fans. While there are many who are annoyed at his feet dragging, many others don't even want him on the team. Now 41 years old and coming off a 5-win season, he is clearly past his prime. Many in the football world are questioning why any team would be headhunting for Rodgers. That group includes Rodney Harrison. I look at Aaron Rodgers and everything that's happened to him the last few years, and he just does not look like any resemblance of the same quarterback, the former Patriots safety said on Football Night in America recently, contemplating the Steelers' pursuit of the former NFL MVP. At times, he's gonna give you some great moments in spot duty, Harrison admitted of Rodgers. But overall, I don't trust him. I don't trust that he's gonna stay healthy. I don't trust that it's gonna be a good situation. The Packers traded Rodgers to the Jets in 2023, and he promptly suffered a major injury in his debut. It wasn't until last season that they got a long look at him, and that look left something to be desired. While his numbers improved over the course of the year, they still didn't translate to success. And the Steelers are chasing victories, particularly in the playoffs, not passing game numbers. Aaron Rodgers is the oldest player in the NFL, and he moves like it. He struggled last season to move in the pocket, and the Steelers had similar issues with Russell Wilson. Let's be honest, Wilson is spry and agile in comparison to Rodgers. He is old, man, and this league is not built for old guys. This league is built for young guys, Harrison insisted, continuing to go in on Rodgers. Recovery, practice, games, it's 17 games. If you make the playoffs, you are gonna end up playing almost close to 20 games. I have a lot of respect for Aaron and what he's accomplished, but he's not that dude anymore. There's no way I would touch Aaron Rodgers, Harrison added. I wouldn't even entertain it. But every team needs a quarterback, and the Steelers don't currently have one they view as a starter. If plans for Aaron Rodgers fall through, they may be content with Mason Rudolph, but that is not their intention. One could make the case, at least, that he is their least bad option on the field. Could Rodgers recapture some of his magic playing with the Steelers? He will have George Pickens, DK Metcalf, and Pat Freiermuth at his disposal. There is at least a sliver of optimism for an improved defensive line, as well. If they can set him up in an offense where he can just drop back and dissect a defense, this could work. If not, this could be a borderline disaster. Depot after dark, Hayward fires back at Bayless, Russ at Knicks game, Highsmith helping college player. A Steelers Depot daily segment. A quick hit of some Pittsburgh Steelers-related stories that may not require a complete article but nuggets worth mentioning and passing on to you guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are still waiting for an answer from Aaron Rodgers. However, Cam Hayward made it clear that he'd like Rodgers on the team. Some people believed that previous comments from Hayward meant he didn't want Rodgers. That doesn't seem to be the case, although it didn't stop Skip Bayless from taking shots at Hayward for supposedly backtracking his comments on Rodgers. Hayward didn't ignore Bayless' comment. He took to Twitter and fired back at the analyst, who didn't even spell Hayward's name right. It's good to see Hayward defending himself. He's done enough good to be able to respond to his detractors. Russell Wilson will not be re-signing with the Steelers. Instead, he's taken his talents to the New York Giants. Wilson wasn't awful during his lone season in Pittsburgh, but it seems like the team was ready to move on. And it looks like he's not wasting any time ingratiating himself with New York. The New York Knicks took to Twitter to show a video of Wilson attending a recent game. He proceeded to sign a football and throw it into the crowd. It's a nice way for Wilson to start building a fan base with the Giants. Alex Highsmith has blossomed into a great player with the Steelers. He's come quite a long way. the Steelers originally selected him in the third round of the 2020 draft. He went to school at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. It's a smaller school, but it's an important part of Highsmith's journey. It looks like he hasn't forgotten that. The Mineshaft, an outlet that covers Charlotte's athletics, posted a video on their Twitter showing Donovan Spellman, the football team's senior edge rusher, talking about how Highsmith has helped him. It sounds like Highsmith attended a recent practice and let Spellman pick his brain. It's nice to see Highsmith giving back to players at his alma mater. How long are Steelers willing to wait on Aaron Rodgers' decision? It is atypical for the Steelers to wait on a player like Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is an atypical player. Even if he is past his prime and out of his mind, he still rightfully commands a level of respect. At least his football talents and resume do, and the hope of providing better play. But there has to be a line at some point, the question is where. The way things currently stand, it seems as though Rodgers will either play for the Steelers or sit things out. If he doesn't want to sign, he can wait and see if another opportunity arises. Despite a lengthy meeting and regular contact, and a contract offer gathering dust, he has thus far declined to commit. That alone should offer some level of concern, especially from the Volunteers not hostages perspective. Why are the Steelers, or perhaps rather HC Mike Tomlin, so acquiescent to Aaron Rodgers if he is not committed? There is no compelling reason why he wouldn't be prepared to commit now if he were to do so. The longer things drag on, the less likely it seems he is prepared to make any investment in the team. Despite praising Tomlin in the past, along with reports that the holdup isn't about contracts, and the fact that nobody else is actively pursuing him, Aaron Rodgers is waiting things out with the Steelers. The reason why is not clear, and we don't know if the Steelers know. We also don't know how long the Steelers are willing to wait on Rodgers. We don't know if the presence or absence of Rodgers affects their draft plans. Are they more likely to feel the next to draft a quarterback in the first round if he doesn't sign? Or will the sense of urgency to find a long-term starter for the future remain exactly the same? We knew going into this offseason that there were no good long-term solutions at quarterback available to Pittsburgh. Even if you accept a player like Cam Ward as a future franchise quarterback, they have no shot at him. The Steelers have already signed Mason Rudolph and may be willing to start him, if necessary. Is that alone sufficient to allow them to wait on Rodgers indefinitely to decide whether he wants to sign? And you fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write to us in the comments.